I sincerely thank you for joining us on today's Sunday magazine, first Sunday in the month of November 2020. Now, the most important part of this regular weekly program is to keep you informed on the current happenings in the nation's capital. We appreciate you for always tuning to NTA Channel 5 Abuja. Anyway, let's set the ball rolling on today's episode. We shall be focusing on the Nigerian Union of Local Government Employees and the recent strike embarked upon by its members. It is a fact that when peace exists, it helps to create and filter out conflict, and therefore we shall be discussing the recent developments in Norgay. To give life to the discussion is the chairman, Nigerian Union of Local Government Employees, FCT chapter, Abubakar Al-Hassan Yakub. And as usual, messages from the clergy at today's church service and story from the countryside where Abdullahi Ajia will give us news from Ushafa community in Buhari Area Council. We'll be right back. Thanks for staying tuned. And we begin. Chairman, Christian Association of Nigeria North Central, Reverend Israel Akonji, has reiterated the need to support government at all levels in their efforts to address daunting challenges in the country. He said this in today's Sunday sermon. Deborah Gazaji Maika also was at Ekwa Good News Church, Tutsi Alaji. The report.
Barely 2 months to the end of 2020 and Christians are already in gratitude mood for how far the Lord has led them.
In everything, we should give thanks.
Started this year not knowing that anything will happen. All of a sudden, coronavirus took over the whole world.
The church service at the First Baptist Church was tagged Rejoice in Hope.
Beginning to see programs coming up, the Ministry of Youth and Sports unrest.
Meanwhile, the church service at the Ekwa Good News Church, Duse Sokale, was also characterized by thanksgiving to God.
It's been a difficult time, and the Psalm 126 speaks to our situation. Our life here on earth is a moment of sowing, but sowing in a difficult situation.
We are the
Meanwhile, praising and giving thanks to God regardless of the eternal sacred order of the Cherubim and Seraphim Church. Hadiza Godwin-Ebuni reports that the message was the same at the 2020 Harvest and Thanksgiving service of the Presbyterian Church of Nigeria, First Abuja Parish.
Giving thanks and showing appreciation to God attracts more blessings, says Most Eminent Babala Dura David Bob Manuel at the Adoption Thanksgiving service of the Eternal Sacred, praising and giving thanks to God for his mercies.
There's need for us to give thanks to God because our God is merciful. In spite of all those challenges, the children of God are not consumed.
Also at the Presbyterian Church of Nigeria, First Abuja Parish, it was all about Thanksgiving, which was tagged Harvest Thanksgiving for the Living.
In the midst of the pandemic, we survived it. In the midst of the pandemic, we are still living and strong today.
We are celebrating life because wealth is not important. Knowing the year, we have to celebrate one thing, God, and that is God's giving us life.
Church members and invited guests all agreed there is a need to thank God for bringing them this far.
Even with all the troubles we have, the harvest has been very bountiful, and we thank God for his mercies.
We watched the world end, but here we are. We didn't end with it.
In both churches, they sang and danced to the glory of God, whom they say rules over heaven and earth.
Thank you very much, Hadiza. In the meantime, Minister of the Federal Capital Territory, Mohammed Musa Bello, has appealed to religious leaders to engage the youth towards ensuring sustainable peace and development in the territory. The minister made the appeal during a meeting with the leadership of the FCT Christian Association of Nigeria, CAN, at his official residence in Life Camp, Abuja. Shuaibu Onuzi Yakubu reports.
Worried by the recent youth restiveness in the territory, FCT Minister Mohammed Musa Bello urged religious leaders to strive to make the nation's capital a peaceful city of unity to enhance national cohesion.
There was a need for all men and women of goodwill to engage with the youth, to really get to know what the issues are and not to shut them out, so that we can jointly discuss and also bring peace to our beloved city.
Chairman of the FCT Christian Association of Nigeria, CAN, Reverend Jonah Sampson, says peace is not negotiable in the country. As such, they will use their platform to promote peaceful coexistence among Nigerians.
As pastors, we should ensure on our pulpit to continue to proclaim peace so that it shall be well with our nation. So basically, this is what we have discussed, and all hands will be on deck to ensure that this is done.
Other top management staff of the FCT administration attended the stakeholders meeting. Shuaibu Onuzi Yakubu, NTA News.
And for an update on Kate's 35 new cases of COVID-19 in the FCT, bringing the total number of confirmed cases to 6,088, while active cases now stands at 662. 5,345 cases have been treated and discharged, and sadly 81 deaths have so far been recorded in the Federal Capital Territory. And now to the business of the day. Civil servants in the 6 area councils of the FCT have embarked on an industrial action today, 1st November 2020, to press home their demands, especially the implementation of the minimum wage and arrears. Tessie Omeri.
The struggle, according to the National Union of Local Government Employees Nolge Amak chapter, Hassan Haruna, was on since July 2020, when the union communicated their demands to the FCT administration for their minimum wage and its arrears. He said the FCTA promised to look with several reminders without positive response.
The last option of solution, we want to use a word of mediation. We want to mediate with them to see how we can provide solution to question and the effect of payment of this minimum wage. But by so doing, there was no positive response. Until last week, 19th of October, we sent a letter of reminder to the Honorable Minister.
While responding, the Algon Chairman FCT and Chairman Gwagwalada Area Council, Mustafa Adamu Danze, says the welfare of the area of the nation as a result of COVID-19 and other obvious factors are affecting the implementation, calling on the area council staff to exercise more patience.
Can I use this ample opportunity to call all aggrieved sectors that I am sure their message is passed. Leaders are already aware of the happenings. Measures are on pipeline.
The Nolge Chairman FCT, in a telephone conversation, says there is no going back as the strike will commence on 1st November 2020.
Thank you very much, Tessie. And with me now in the studio to look at this recent development is the Chairman, Nigeria Union of Local Government Employees, Nolge. He's Abubakar Al-Hassan Yakub. It's good to have you on Sunday Magazine this evening, sir.
Thank you very much. My pleasure to be here.
Now tell us, what is the cause of this problem?
It's simple. The federal government approved the new minimum wage in April 2019. 20 months on, local government workers and the FCT have not been able to enjoy that minimum wage. So that is the crux of the matter.
Okay. Despite the plea for you not to down tool, the strike commenced today. What are the major demands?
We have made frantic efforts to understand the situation because, like I said, this was approved in April, signed into law in April 2019. And sometimes in January, we started the agitation for the implementation. And before the COVID-19 lockdown, there was the plea that please give us a little time so that we can see how we can sort these things out and all that. We gave them time. We shielded our sword. We waited until in June or thereabout. We came up with the issue again and said, come, gentlemen, this is 17 months, and you are not talking about this thing. And we threatened to go on strike in September, and the Minister of State waded in and constituted a committee to look at the issues and see how solutions can be proffered. She gave us 2 weeks. The committee sat, came up with possible solutions as to allow, we can allow the arrears, which is over 6 billion, because it's for area council and the primary school teachers.
Okay.
Because primary school teachers also draw their salaries from local government allocation. So based on that, we say, okay, let's do the implementation. And a report was submitted to the minister. Tell them that we still have, the teachers are already, the primary school teachers are already on strike for over 3 weeks. But we said, let's wait till 31st of October, because that was ab initio what we said. And we wait, no option than to just down tool and wait until the money is paid, and we'll go back to work.
But do you think that the strike is the only solution to address this problem?
That is what management understands, because they seem to take people for a ride when you give them opportunities to dialogue. Nobody is averse to dialogue, and you go on strike. And we will wait until we get, they have paid us October salary, which is with the old rate. So if they pay the balance, we'll go back to work. It's as simple as that.
Okay, but then how can we ensure good relationship between employees and workers that represent the employers?
Are employed by the employers. Therefore, there are rules and regulations that you as an employee must observe to be able to do better in your promises to your electorate that you're going to do ABC. You can't do ABC without the workers, the technocrats doing the necessary official assignments to make you achieve those goals. So they don't take care of...
Now, what do you think will be the economic implication of your action?
Of course, if even the Quran says, pay the laborer before his worker went for revenue drive. So the council today has lost revenue as far as IGR for what happens to me. I can't pay my children's school fees. I can't pay medical bills. Then why should I go suffer for you? So they have lost, they are losing, and they will lose until they're able to look at the importance of those workers that are getting those revenues for them. Then we'll be able to...
Has the local government authority been telling you people so far?
Just like you had the Algon chairman saying, they will keep telling us there are no funds. But I am privileged to attend joint account and allocation committee meetings. So I know what comes into every area council monthly. So I don't believe that story that there's no money to pay us. And moreover, in that committee that the minister set up, we came up with areas in which funds can be generated. For example, we had looked at the payment of primary school teachers in the FCT. There are a lot of lacuna, 28 million for over some time without dropping or increasing. So we had seen that there's something wrong somewhere. And we had told the management that you have to look at this area. If you look at this area, there's possibility of saving some funds there. Then, the 10% IGR that is meant for the area council, as we speak today, FCT IRS don't pay the area councils what is due to them. So why is it not happening? Then the area councils too have to look at their own internal generated revenue in their various area councils. Look at where they have from those areas. So, but because they are getting from the federal government allocations, some of them don't seem to look at possibilities of, getting revenues from in their internal subsets.
All right. Thank you so very much. That's the much time will permit us to take on this discussion. We do hope you resolve this issue amicably. I've been speaking with the chairman, Nigerian Union of Local Government Employees, Abubakar Alhassan Yakub. Thank you once again, sir, for coming on the program.
My pleasure. Thank you.
Okay, let's take a break. The magazine show continues in a moment. Just stay.
Bros of life! Bros of the next life! Bros of the life of the next life! Una! Arrange your voice, more cash now!
Hola. Shift. Mind yourself. Social distancing, please.
Watch you. Maintain your social distance.
Do what you've never done before. Find your first with the best data deals in town. Dial *777#. Glow Unlimited.
You're welcome back. Now, Nigeria is believed to have a reservoir of talent, especially among the youth population. To identify and harness this talent, the Katsina State government has officially unveiled the Katsina Other Lunch in Abuja reports that the competition is open not just for Katsina State indigents.
The youths constitute the highest percentage of Nigeria's population, most of who are venturous and talented. Many are, however, yet to be discovered and utilized, hence the Katsina National Talent Hunt Challenge, talent in all spheres of human endeavor. The Talent Hunt Challenge is a brainchild of the Katsina State government led by Aminu Bello Mas and as a way of preparing for the future.
The Katsina National Talent Hunt Challenge is out to encourage innovation and develop the potential talents of the youth of this very great state and this great country.
99% of the youth are very, very idle, and this is an opportunity for them to showcase their talent. I'm very honored.
Executive Governor of Katsina State, Aminu Bello Masari, says it is imperative to engage and involve the youth in creative ventures for the benefit of humanity.
What we are starting today is something which we hope will not only benefit Katsina or Nigeria, but we hope something out of this will benefit humanity as a whole.
The challenge is open for youth between the ages of 4 to 40. 100 candidates will be selected, trained and nurtured before the final winners emerge. Interested candidates are required to apply electronically from now to 8 February 2020.
Thank you very much, Salwa. Now, how much do you know about Ushafa community beyond the glamour of its pottery? Eye on the Countryside correspondent Abdullahi Ajia tells us something about this community that has existed for over a century.
In continuation of our exploration of villages and hinterlands of the nation's capital, Abuja, today we are at the Ushafa community, one of the oldest villages and communities in the nation's capital. And I must tell you that the people here are hospitable and are enterprising. This village, we learned, has come of age because it existed even before the FCT was created.
Ushafa, just like any other nation state in the pre- and post-colonial era, it has its own peculiar history and tradition linked to the Gbagi people and hunters whose oral history reveals migrated from Kano through Zaria down to the first settlement at the Ushafa Hills and gradually moved to the second and now third settlement.
Ushafa is gotten from the word Wumishafa, which is teach me how to tie, which is the traditional craft of the people in the olden days. In trying to unravel the story about Ushefa community beyond the pottery there, this is one area the people in time past celebrated to the glory of the community. But today, as we speak, this place is beginning to be taken over by development. Well, Mr. Abdullahi Makama, can you tell us more about this place that we're standing here today?
Okay, this is a dying site that our forefather was dying their traditional attires at that time. I can say it's over 100 years because they do this dyeing place when they were on the hill. Our major craft, you see, dyeing cloth, we will have 3 major craft at that time.
The traditional ruler and custodian of the people's cultural norms and values, Esu Muhammad Baba, who has spent over 50 years on the throne, was charitable enough to tell us about the resilience and enterprising nature of the people from time immemorial.
Vigilant for its security. Because of its peaceful nature, many people recommend the place to visitors.
Today, accepted Christy, even in the face of modernity and the threats of culture, still relish their culture.
I could remember when we were still under Northwestern States. This Ushefa, there was a first tag at that time, 1970-something, 1975. It is this village, because of our New Year.
We are privileged to meet an elderly statesman we learned is over 125 years. Could be able to put across, and Mama has remained a repository of knowledge in terms of the history, belief and tradition of the people of this community.
What the people cherish.